telling you, we're stretching this word need with a little greed. You don't really need it.
Right.
It should be, you trying to satisfy greed, not satisfy loneliness. Because a legitimate need, I can get it. But come on, when you're talking about another person, if I taught it right, I would always tell Clarence, guess what? You your own person. The chick just the icing. You don't need it. Mm-hmm. You don't need her to make you a better man. You might, she could help assist you be a better man, but you don't need her.
But see, I understand that.
You saying no, it's a need.
Nah, I'm saying that I don't want people to get into the mind frame of thinking that, hey, listen, you know what, all I need is, like you said, just self-love. All I need is self-care, and that I'm good with that, because that's one part of it. But I still feel like there's more to it than just saying, hey, you know what, I just love myself. Because you see so many people out here that had this, yeah, I'm loving me, listen, I'm da-da-da, and then at the same time, it's like you're not really loving yourself when you doing this, or your actions show that you're not honoring yourself like this. So
Jeff kept it real. Jeff said, I was out there dating. I was dating, looking for a relationship. Said, I was always on the prowl, man. BC, man.
That is what it is.
Always on the prowl.
And that was a fact. Now, I'm saying that the reason why I asked the question, is it different for men and women? Because to me, I think it is. Absolutely. Listen.
So what do you categorize the guys that are on the prowl? What is he?
He's satisfying his need.
At the moment, he needed the prowl.
He
needed the prowl.
Exactly. I believe that a lot of women, the difference.
I hear that. Yeah, I heard him.
I think a lot of women, and that's what it is. I think a lot of women, the difference is that they are satisfying their loneliness with the facade of, hey, I'm good or whatever. Like, it just,
I'm good.
And it really be like, you just saying, because I look at, okay, if your daughter Scott, if she date a guy, you trying to figure out what's
if he
the
on the prowl, what are you doing, right?
Exactly. But also with her, what is the purpose for this? Why does she need this guy? Who is he to feel like, hey, I
always know what a girl need.
You see
girl always in need because she's lonely.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
You
Most
said
women, even in this, hey, listen, strong woman, I'm a proud chick, like I'm bossed up, this and that. I think you see more and more of today's women that are satisfying their loneliness than being with satisfying their need. Number one, to rectify their situation, get their mind right, the view on themselves or the view on relationships in the right position, and actually just going out there and actually doing the work that needed to be done for them to attract somebody or to have and hold on to a relationship.
Scott. Yeah.
But I think that's where I think the difference is between men and women. We looking at, listen, he's trying to satisfy this need, and women trying to satisfy.
All right, here's my question, ladies and men. This is just cut across the grass because the Clarence brought a real valid point out. Ladies, has any lady ever just been honestly on the prowl? Just you need to be a butterfly. You needed to flap your wings. And vice versa, men. Was there any man that was a 2% cleaser like well, what the other 98? All of us, we didn't care about stand up. We didn't care about nothing. We just on the prowl. Clarence was like, no, I'm not gonna invest in my time and treat that's Clarence. But I'm talking about the rest of us. What about everybody else? What I mean, is that true that when you're out there on the prowl, you're on the prowl? You just You need to be out there. You need to see if you still got it. You need to date a few people. Go on a few Applebee's dates. And
I'm glad, Sharon, you was being honest today. She said, yes, we do as well. And I'm just saying, I think when you speak to women, let me say this. When you speak to women, they'll be honest. When you speak of women, they'll lie. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Totally.
You speak to a woman like Sharon, she'll say, yeah, you know what, as women, sometimes we do da-da-da.
Yeah.
She'll keep it 1,000 while with you.
Yeah.
But
not
when you speak of women, when you say, well, women do this, it's like, that ain't how we do.
Yeah.
So that's why you had this narrative, this false narrative, where you got women that say, hey, listen, I know what I need. Do we even know what we need?
That's what I'm saying. I'm back to my point. I don't know if we say, hey, by you satisfying your loneliness, satisfying your need. Most people, when they're lonely, all your needs are confused. I mean, it get blurry. Your needs get blurry. Mm-hmm. I mean, you start out getting off work, it's Friday, you got a little check, paid your bills, got a little extra money, had done nails and everything did. You just saying, you know what? I need to go out now. I need a girl. Like, what you really saying is,
true. I'm
feeling some type of way. And then if it's girls' night, everybody going back home to her boyfriend, her man, her husband. You go like, girl, I'm just going to go watch me a movie, you know what I'm saying? And then 11:30.
Loneliness set in.
You scroll a little bit on that phone. By 12:15, I'm telling them knees start blurring up. You start saying, I don't know tonight. I know I don't need to call him. So what's happening? Was it really a need? I mean, that loneliness, man, all the covers got pulled back and loneliness stood up in the room.
It don't matter, saved or not, Christian or not, this is why I ain't gonna lie. A lot of women that are in ministry and are in churches get that bad rap because there's some guys look at it like, hey, listen, if you want a real freak, you go to the church. Why? Because hey, they're gonna be acting like this, and you know how they say, hey, a lady in the street and a freak behind the sheets, right? And this is where you have a lot of women that are feeling like, hey, listen, no, I'm moving different now. I'm on a different mindset, and you got dudes come in like, yeah, right, look, I'm all in here proud.
But let's be real. If it's like Scott said, he wouldn't call it proud. He'd say more like making myself available, because that's on the proud, making myself available. And then Troy said, we need what we need when we need it. Now, I'm saying, I think for a fact, you heard what they say about when them street lights come on. You heard what they said? What come out at night?
Freaks.
Nah, I'm saying that's not just a song. It's saying, man, things shift. Loneliness change, man.
In the heat of the night.
Yeah. On a Friday night, you used to be with somebody, you used to be booed up, and all your friends like, girl, he taking me out tonight. Like, he say he doing this tonight. Girl, I don't be with him. Like, and you that other one? Man, that thing is not a need, though.
It sit on you.
Nobody ever has went into an immersion room because they needed sex or needed a boo.
Jeff, I ain't lying. Go ahead. You talking about don't do the church girls like that. Now, Jeff, you know you done seen a couple that make you shake your head now. That you just try to keep, you keep your saved, sanctified smile on, but at the same time, that smirk on the side of your jaw indicates that you know it's some, Yeah,
I think church guys too. I mean, it's across the board. I don't think it skipped nobody.
I'm saying though, I don't think that guy, because here's the thing is, when we talk about
you don't think guys get that itch?
No, I'm not saying that we do. I do. If the question, the answer is yes. But here's the beef. Woman to say, hey, listen, I'm satisfying area of loneliness right now. I'm just in the time right now, and I'm just I'm focusing on myself. This is what you hear, right? Focus on myself. Now we still cutting, we still doing what we do, vibing, kicking it, and taking it to wherever. Right, we on the counter and all kind of stuff, but yeah, we just, you know what I'm talking about. And then the beef is when a guy isn't ready to commit, or he feel like he ain't ready to make another move, and it's like, hey, listen, he was satisfying the need, and she was satisfying loneliness. They done came together, but the beef is now we're trying to see where we at, and it's like, what you talking about? Why? All because he was satisfying his need. And she was satisfying loneliness, and then once that gap got filled up, now it's like, okay, well let's move on, let's because we doing this twice a week now.
So what Clarence just brought this, so I need everybody to give me real answers. These are ungodly. This is an ungodly. What's topic tonight? We talking about satisfying needs, satisfying loneliness. Now here's the problem. I don't know if this has ever happened, but I'm gonna bluntly ask anybody: is it possible for both of y'all to be satisfying loneliness? Ain't no confusion. Mm-hmm. Y'all both know. I heard about things like this. I don't know if this is really true. You both know what it is. We both satisfying loneliness. We only call each other when we're lonely. I know that there's no need in it. It's just when I get that feeling,
right?
I won't.
That's a fact. Somebody to come through and
But I'm saying, but it's always one-sided.
Right.
I always thought it'd be one-sided. Like somebody's always like saying, "Come on, you can stay." Like, but you almost explained that it could be on both sides.
Right.
Satisfying loneliness can be male, female, and they partake in that together. Well, we first said there was a difference, but
right,
can they both be about that? Like, they both about that?
They can both be about that, but at the end of the day, what we talking about is them being both about that. And we talked about how it is different between men and women. And I'm talking about the fact that when it crosses a certain time frame, then it becomes a beast because she looking at him saying, like, I thought it was because we were satisfying our loneliness. We came together. We were just getting to know one another. And he like, nah, baby, I'm just satisfying my needs.
You don't think it'd be vice versa?
It does. It does.
So it gotta be like, but I'm saying you don't want to stay with me tonight.
How many dudes really?
You 2%?
No, that's not. No. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. How many dudes really? Okay, if they getting X, Y, and Z from the chick, and she just like, hey, listen, cool, this is what it was. Like, I don't see too many dudes having a problem with her saying, okay, well, this is all it was. If she's still willing to give forth said benefits. You see what I'm saying?
But you wouldn't want to be used by a woman.
We talking about financially, Pastor Dozier. Now,
Financially.
Mr. 2% in the bar talking about I spent $12, you mind for the night.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is though,
Yes,
so I get what he's saying. So what he's saying is, Clarence really puts out the saying that ain't no guy really saying, hey, why don't you hang out a little bit? Let's just watch a little TV and cuddle. You saying guys ain't really gonna do that. Ain't really saying after so much time of satisfying his loneliness, ain't no guy usually saying, hey, you know, stick around or hang out.
Check this out. This how I go down, Pastor. Where the woman says, hey, listen, you know what? Like I was satisfying my loneliness. Now I found somebody who's filled that gap, right? Now that my loneliness is now, I'm no longer lonely now that I have you. I want you. Dude saying, hey, listen, I wasn't looking for a relationship. We were just dating. But to be honest, you know,
I want you to
feeling
stay.
a need of mine right now at the time. You know what? Just having somebody that I kicking with, that it was all good until it's time.
So if somebody's satisfying loneliness, who catching feelings the quickest? That's what you basically saying.
Yeah.
Who catching feelings the quickest?
And why?
Y'all had agreement with satisfying loneliness. We're both lonely. We're not really in the best state maybe to be in relations with each other. But sometimes in that coming together through loneliness, I say your knees get blurry, which I still stand by. But sounds like somebody's feelings. People start catching feelings. Who on here can admit, yes, I'm the one that catch feelings quick, or I'm the one that's like cold. Like I be like, well, so what you about to do? That's what they say. What you about to do though? Where you about to go? Women have other needs. We need tires checked, car vacuum. What kind of needs y'all talking about tonight? Listen, that's exactly what I'm saying. Whenever you get your needs filled, what you proclaim as a need, because you get your tire check at places that you can pay for, and you get your car vacuum because people do that for a living. What I'm asking is, in the process of that, is it okay for that guy to start catching feelings? Or you to start catching feelings? Who catches feelings the quickest? That's what we want to figure out. Who out here catching feelings the quickest? Is it the women that catching feelings? Even though, hey, Craig came by to fix your, do your oil change. You know what I mean? You know he plug your tire for you. And he said, I'm gonna go around there and get on weed whack around around your head just for you. Now, is it Craig catching feelings the quickest, or is it always the female? I personally think when it comes to catching feelings, I'm standing with the females.
Oh, absolutely. That's no question about it. Which is why the question I'm asking is what was you satisfying? What was your purpose?
Right.
When I looked at when I asked you the question about, hey, listen, your daughter say, when as a father, when she at any point say, hey, this is the guy I'm attracted to, you want to know, okay, well, what about him? Why? Is it just you satisfying a need? Are you satisfying his needs? Or are you satisfying the fact that you want to be in a situation to have now this so-called relationship or whatever? Because it's, we can't avoid it. So all I'm saying is, what is it that was the purpose? What was the purpose for you to get in a situation? Because once you get to a certain point, now all of a sudden, now it's like, okay, so, and you were right. Women gonna be the one probably most quickest. What are we doing? What are we?
What's going on here? Like,
what is this?
What are we doing? What are we calling this?
And as a man, I know we get the beat, we get the flat, we get the negative labels.
Cause we won't say nothing.
Like, man,
he won't even say nothing. He won't even. I mean, he just. And then that's all I know. Like he get more excited than this than I get anything else.
We used to go back years, Big Booty Largo just before marriage. She used to say, hey, how come every time you come over here, it seems like all you want
is one thing?
And I didn't really have no strong rebuttal. I didn't have no clever, outs to that. I was just like, nah, it ain't really like that.
Right.
And ladies, have y'all heard if you deal with a dude that say, hey,
but just like what Troy said, hey, some people want their tires, women want their tires checked. What about the men who just want, it ain't always sexual. Sometimes a man might want a chick that he ain't ashamed about. He want to go out with somebody and feel like, I got the baddest chick. And, so he don't want everybody looking all busted and, biscuit looking. Or what if he want a chick that can just cook?
Right. But it's a solid question, because I'm saying to myself, if you are a dude that say, hey, listen, I'm just kind of out here doing what I'm doing my thing, I ain't really so much focused on anything. A woman, ladies, y'all gonna have to know this. At least you're gonna have to somehow figure it out, somehow identify what is it that bro is looking for. Because a lot of times, like I say, women, y'all be ninjas on the low, because y'all act like it ain't nothing. Act like, listen, we kicking it. Listen, I don't listen. Like your line, hey, I'm a big girl, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then once it crosses a certain point, then now you looking at him like, so what? Oh, so I was just the one, like you talking about, Pastor Dozier, hey, feeling the need. So I'm just supposed to be one just filling in this little void of yours. Right. So it wasn't even nothing really. Right. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you looking at women are looking at men and questioning, well, what is it that you needed me for? Why is it that I was so good for this point in time, and then when I'm asking you talking about I'm pressuring you, when I'm questioning, you see what I'm saying? So, hey,
yeah, I think this whole subject is tough, because if we get into the depths of what men sometimes think they need and what women sometimes think they need, it's always tough, because nobody likes to admit that they only needed me for this. Right.
That's
a tough.
And what they say, devil in the details.
Yeah.
You ain't reading the fine print. It's all good because you just the salesman was able to coax you into this corner, and now you here like, well, what you got here? So what we doing?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. That's tough, man, because or don't be offended when a man says, hey, right now, I got a need for this in my life, and it ain't this.
Right.
So I'm back to A1. I think the difference between satisfying needs and satisfying loneliness is, man, them needs get blurred, man.
Exactly.
They get blurred. When you get lonely, man, them needs go to changing. You might have needed a saved. I heard women say, I want me a saved man. He got to love God fearing. He got to be a provider, protector. You know this. And before you know it, you're dealing with a man who just got OG man t-shirt on, man, and about 300 in his pocket. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And it happened every day. It ain't nothing. It's not a joke. It's really serious. It may be funny to some folks, but if that ain't your testimony, fine. But I'm saying that the reason why I look at it is because when I looked at, like I say, the young folks coming up, I'm saying to myself, most young dudes, they looking to satisfy need, cuz. They ain't looking at nothing else but, man, listen, I'm trying to get me. I'm trying to see who I can, who I can get on my program. You get what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
My regimen.
Exactly. My regime, whatever you want to call it. So I'm saying that now, as we growing, getting older, now we at this stage in our life, I'm seeing so many people that saying, hey, listen, I only had him because of this. I was just satisfying the need. Was you satisfying loneliness? Because it seemed like you didn't really even know what you needed. Now you get to a certain point and you talking to me, Clarence, and this and that, and how can I get him to do this? Why is it that I'm not getting what I want out of a relationship?
Right. And
it seemed like now he's so cold-shouldered. I can't get a text back, this and that. Listen, you get the labels as men, and men ain't nothing. All they want is sex. All they want da.
Ladies, is it possible? I'm going with Clarence. Is it possible that you get in your feelings when you get lonely? Let's just find out. All right, do you get in your feelings because you got needs not met, or do you get in your feelings because you're lonely? Let's just talk about it. When you get in your feelings, because I done heard kids say, man, mama that tripping, man, she ain't that tripping, that like, and you're tripping today, and your children know you're lonely.
Right.
But can we admit, or is it something different? Is it a need? I think when you get lonely, you get in your feelings. Now, I don't know. I'm just saying, we talking about satisfying loneliness versus need. I'm saying, I believe a lot of those emotions erupt from not admitting that, hey, I'm lonely.
Exactly.
I'm lonely, man.
And like you said, because of the fact that you can't admit you're lonely, now you don't recognize your needs until now you ain't even recognize that you thinking differently, that you see it different. Now you looking for certain cats that you wasn't even considering a certain time frame in your life.
Yeah. That's why women, I know it's a black lady who came up with it. I can do bad all by myself. That's your feelings talking. You lonely. I can do bad by myself. Right. You don't want to be alone.
But to make you sleep better.
Yeah, you want to say that.
And again, this is the thing. It's okay.
I don't get nobody.
It's okay for a man to have a woman, but when a woman says, wait a minute, baby. You mean to tell me you was only having me around to satisfy this area of your life? I'm an all-encompassing woman.
That's cold.
You see what I'm saying? Now, regardless of it had been, hey, listen, she got a car right now and I don't. Or, hey, listen, she got a nice place and I'm, right now I'm in between little spots. And you done seen it all. You know what I'm saying? Or it could have been, hey, she got some money and she ain't scared to shed. She ain't scared to, to Santa Claus dude, right? It could be, hey, like you said, she cook good And I like that. That's a need of mine, just because the fact that, hey, listen, I don't like spending all my money, but I can't cook, and I'm out here and I'm doing my thing. I can always know I got a home cooked meal over here. So regardless, women feel like, hey, listen, don't use me. But I think that sometimes women are using men because of their loneliness and not really knowing that, hey, you didn't need him. You didn't need whatever he was providing, but you in your mind thought that hey, listen, this is what I need. I need somebody to just come.
Yeah, preacher.